the Secret Galaxy Unannounced live stream featuring Mike Kaess.
Some would say one of the best cartoon crotches of all time.
Kate-in-chat.
I don't want to touch the cat pee towels.
And your host, Dan Larson.
Let's open him up and see what he's got.
Starts now.
We don't live stream enough for me to have be very experienced with pushing all the buttons down here, and I was literally just sitting here like, what button do I push next? Oh crap, I got to add myself to the stage here. So here I am. Hi, I'm Dan Larson. Thank you all for being here tonight. Sometimes unannounced live streams have unannounced show agendas, and that's where we're at. But we're just doing a general hangout tonight, talk about last week's stuff, next week's stuff, who knows. We'll sort it out with some friends here. He's still got that new car smell. He's Mike Kaess. Mike Kaess, hello.
You know, actually, my new car doesn't have a new car smell.
That's why not?
Well, it's new to me, but it came with 5,000 miles already on it. And
yeah, but it's like a spray. They just dump that stuff in and it smells like new car.
In fact, it smelled like farts the whole time. Like on the way home, I'm like, why does it smell like farts in here?
I think that's user error is what's happening there.
That was probably on me.
Still reeling from her first visit to Xanadu. It's Kate-in-chat. Hello, Kate.
It's true. It is true. I can't stop talking about that movie.
I watched Xanadu for like the 58th time this week, but Kate saw it for the first time ever. It came out in 1980. She's never seen this movie before.
There's probably other movies that came out in 1980 that I've never seen before, but I mean, that was the whole thing right there.
None as good as Xanadu, that's for sure. We also have an extra special guest hanging out with us this evening. It's Game Dave. Hello, Dave.
Oh, hello. Welcome in the secret space.
Have you ever seen Xanadu, Dave?
No.
What?
Can you spell Xanadu, Dave?
XANADU?
Yeah,
maybe.
sure.
Yeah, it has a very bad reputation, but those of us in the cult believe it is a cult classic.
How about Xerxes for the NES?
I don't know that one.
How about Zardoz with
Ooh,
Sean Connery?
I know of it. I've never
You're gonna
seen
deep cut me so quick.
The first cut is the deepest, is how I alwaay operate.
The first cut. Oh, Dorlaxon's here. Hey, Dorlaxon.
Speaking of that, let's take a look at chat. See who's here. We got Bitter Troll is here. We got Josh Brown. We got Cisco Deer, Cup Creations, Tupolev, Adam Kumler, Doc Zen. We were just talking about X names
every week.
Doc Xanadu.
Yeah. At some point they'll say what it is in chat, and I'll pay attention, and we'll know.
I feel like every week we should just change it up, and then they'll just know that this week they're Doc Shen.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's Zen is probably the correct pronunciation there. We got Machine Man. We got Aaron Nichols. I was listening on Toy Geeks on Spotify earlier, and I was getting mad for you over the loss of your Matt Tracker figure. Thank you very much. It hurt. It hurt right when it happened, and it's hurt ever since. Has everybody heard that story, or do you need me to tell it again?
Oh, it's Bacon Pancake. I used to work with that guy. I used to work at Apple.
That's awesome. He's a regular attender of the Thursday streams on Game Dave.
You didn't announce this, did you, Dave?
No.
Okay, good, because this is an unannounced live stream. So
of course, I would never announce this publicly. Oh, hey, Shadow 815X. I don't know how you knew that this was happening. Good to see you, though.
Very good stuff. Lots of people, cool people in chat, cool people not in chat. It's all good. Everybody's cool.
He tried to fart. It didn't work. You can't do that here.
There you go. He has actually control of the farts. He can. It's just manual.
Yeah, no, this is a first that I'm gonna have to deal with. Dave has his own sound effects board here. It's a problem.
Beautiful. I love it. I have to match your freak, as the kids say.
Yeah,
matching your freak.
Freak.
I know. Yeah, I did the first one. I think you were a little surprised. You were like, it was just
that's what you're gonna get every time. I haven't had a chance to play with it because I'm sure you've got yours like piped through a board, so you have easy access to switches and stuff.
Oh yes. She's piped. Yeah. She's piped.
So mine is just going into the back end of StreamYard. So it's like I have to look for the one I want, and I don't even remember which ones I have. If I had it on a board,
Oh, yeah.
so
The
Well,
back
normally the
end's
chat
never
controls it for me.
comfortable.
What's that, Mike?
Nothing. Didn't say.
Yeah,
anything.
no,
Never
right.
Yeah.
You've got it all set
Good
up so you
choice.
can
Yeah.
let that happen organically through the chat.
I don't want to say it again because I don't want you to clip it and make it the next sound bite for our opening.
Dan's gonna clip it. He'll send it over to me. I'll remove any noise with the AI, so it's just you. It'll be fine.
Don't do this. AI is the devil. Dan would never. He would
Absolutely not.
never.
Absolutely.
No, that
not.
was a pretty
No.
great intro. I've never caught the actual start of your unannounced streams because how can you? They're unannounced.
Yeah,
but
you just don't know.
I love that. That was a fun intro. It was good.
Dave, I'm just assuming everybody knows who you are.
I mean, I have appeared on your channel
Yeah.
a
couple
good
times.
number of times. We
Yeah.
need to see a tier list of most guest appearances of various people on the now Secret Galaxy channel.
This is
yeah.
Game Dave of Coffin Brook fame, right?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
correct.
still upset.
Right.
Thanks a lot, son. Couldn't be in the next one.
Yeah, that's too bad. It's too bad. We did try to cast Dave in this year's Halloween special, which is shot. It's in the can, as they say. Actually, they don't say that till it's done, so it's not in
No.
the can yet. It's still near
in
the can.
Greg's
We haven't
can.
put it in the can yet.
It's just-
But, yeah, we tried to cast Dave, but he had more pressing obligations.
Yeah, I was doing something weird like 9 months prior.
What? I
Okay.
I'm just curious. What were you
Hang on,
doing?
I got to check out my soundboard, see if I have anything for this.
Is it our life
It's like
now?
the Sims woohoo. Oh, yep. How did you
Worth the wait.
know what it sounds like? That's crazy. Now, that might be more accurate. Oh man, I actually have one of those vintage clown horns somewhere down here, which is
Was that
fun
part
fact. Found it at a vintage an antique store, little antique store. They had
Like
one of
you
those,
own an actual one,
an actual
like
clown
a physical
horn. Yeah,
one.
vintage. It's a little rusty, but the sound it's that sound.
Real quick, I want to plug a couple of things here at the top, just like we have been for the last couple of weeks. We've got SGX Secret Galaxy Expo coming up on Sunday, October 20th, 2024 from 11 to 4. All kinds of stuff happening. We got 4 Horsemen Studios going to be there. Savage Crucible, Spiro Toys, and we haven't even really announced it yet, but Savage Crucible is also going to be participating. We're going to have an exclusive action figure, restocks on Darkhawk if you weren't able to get that one. And then this is pretty crazy stuff here. The first and possibly only time the Boba set in its entirety will be on display. Hey, chat and special guests. What do you think? I have ordered the acrylic display case for the
Yeah, I was
Boba
going to say,
set.
what are the gosh darn, sorry for the language, what are the gosh darn logistics of getting that somewhere else?
Well, so take a guess. Give me your best shot at what you think the dimensions are. Kate, you can't play.
Oh,
I mean, I know you said.
How
Oh,
many
did I
are
already
you?
tell you? Okay, I guess
Yeah.
it's just up to you, Dave.
Because you got them wrong the first time and you had to reorder it. We
How
had
many
that whole
Bobas are in this
conversation.
set?
There are 569, 559 Boba Fett's currently.
Oh, good. Thank you.
559 in the Boba set currently.
Okay, so I'm gonna say we're going to width length, width by length.
I need 3 numbers from you.
We're going. Is that depth or height?
It's both. I need length, width, and height.
Dang. All right, so we're saying 550-ish. See, I taught elementary school, so this is a little bit next. This is harder.
Do you want me to get you a ruler?
Oh, there it is. It's right there. That's how
Do
did
you
he
need a
know?
protractor?
My guess. Yeah, I'm thinking what, 2 inches per feller. I don't know how tight you're getting these. Like, how friendly are they in this conglomerate?
They're going to be displayed just like this picture here.
Oh, so they're going to be tiered.
Yep.
Oh, dang. Well, that's a different tale entirely. Dude, I can't even imagine. I literally have no guess that would be close. I am 2 inches per feller. Yeah.
I did, like Mike just said, I did get it wrong the first time. I don't know what I was thinking, like when I calculated it the first
What'd you
time.
go first?
My first dimensions were 60 inches, so 5 feet long, by 16 tall and 11 deep. And that was not big enough.
Yeah, I'm thinking like just because they're tiered.
Well, so here's how you do the math, right? Like each one is on a stand. Now, the website that I order the stands from vary in size. So I ordered, I have I have 600 stands because I wanted to sort of future proof it a little bit. So I do have some extra stands. But when you buy in bulk like that, they send you a mix of 2 different sizes of stands. Some of those they're all an inch deep, but some of them are 1 5/8 wide, and some of them are 1 7/8 wide.
And they're going to be butted right up. Ooh.
And so I'm not going to sit there and go like, oh, I need to use all the 1 7/8 first or alternate or whatever. So to be safe and to give myself a little buffer room, I just assumed that they were all 2 inches. Right.
Okay, so that's why I said 2 inches per.
Yeah, you're right. I thought you were gonna nail it on the first try.
Wow.
And every stand is an inch deep. So when I build the little platform for them to stand on, each step is an inch. So your depth is calculated by how many rows you have, right? So so if we assume
and who ever thought you were going to use the Pythagorean theorem when you graduated?
I didn't know what it was then. I don't know what it is now.
Finally happened. That's wild. That sounds
so ultimately, and you need a little buffer space, you need some space on the ends just in case, you need some space above their heads because they're offset by an inch each, so it's an inch deep, inch high. And ultimately, when you calculate how many wide you're going to have, and I want each row has to be offset by 1, right? So if you go 30 wide, it's 30, 29, 30, 29, 30, 29. So it's like the American flag, right? You don't have a full grid of stars. You want that offset thing.
That's pretty wild.
So 60 inches by 24 by 24 were the correct dimensions.
That is insane.
How much
that is a lot. The what?
How much do you think it weighs? No figures, just the case itself.
Ooh, just the case. I mean, obviously, we're talking. Ooh, what are we? 30 pounds? 50 pounds? 70 pounds?
55. It was 55 pounds.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Good.
So.
Lord.
Yeah, I asked the place that I ordered it from if they could also build a base for it. I'm sure he'll be right back. But I didn't want to pay the extra to have the base built, so we're just going to throw it on like a table or something.
I mean, that makes sense.
Hold it. So that's that. It's Sunday, October 20th. Vendors, raffles. We're gonna have a Secret Galaxy costume gallery, and then first and possibly only Boba Fett appearance ever. That's that. So thank you, everybody, for sitting through that, even if your eyes are glazing over.
There was a lot of math, and I hope everyone was paying attention because this will be on the test.
Hey, look, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew what kind of how different this live stream was from everybody else's product that's out there.
Starting off with math.
That's right. Just kicking it right off with math and geometry.
Have you had the Beetlejuice drink yet? It's disgusting.
What flavor does it purport to be?
So the limited edition Haunted Apple Beetlejuice tie-in movie partner. This is the only flavor that is unique to the Beetlejuice drink releases with Fanta, and it is brutal. So it's like kind of an apple flavor at the start, appley soda, and then it ends with a sort of spicy, like potpourri fake cinnamon stick aftertaste, and it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, I think actually, I think Melissa posted a thing saying she had drunk some of it and her belly hurt.
Yeah, Greg mentioned she grabbed one. I was like, ooh, because I had not found it yet. And then it started showing up. I've only found one 12-pack of the cans. Mostly I'm just seeing the bottles. But yeah, it's gross.
I'll be passing on that. That's a pass.
That's a good call. Save your money.
Yeah. Speaking of four horsemen,
hold on before we move on from
yes, sir.
Do we announce another new guest that's going to be there? Because now that everything's official,
are you a guest?
Are
you working?
I'm gonna be there if anyone wants to see me. I will physically be there in person.
We'll put you on the poster. That's for sure.
No, don't put me on the poster. I was just kidding.
Mike Kaess will be there, and that's really fantastic.
I just want people to know that.
He may be the only person there. We'll see.
I'm gonna be in the
I'm
Boba
going
set.
just because I get to meet Mike Kaess in person. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna crawl in. Can I fit in the acrylic with the Boba set? Is my question.
24 by 24. I don't know if I could fit 5 feet long. That's too short for me. I wouldn't be able to fit in that. But
I mean, I
24
can
by
curl
24
up.
might be
I could
enough.
curl up pretty. I'm a big guy, but I can curl up pretty small.
It's true.
Would you fit in a 50-gallon aquarium tank?
Now I want to
Like
find out.
It's about that size.
I feel like I could pull that off.
Yeah.
I like this, Paul. Mike has to say bye.
I will.
At 4 p.m.
That'll be the official
Yes.
closing ceremonies.
It's written into the contract.
I mean, if you have a karaoke set, I could just sing bye, but I'll say bye every time.
Yeah,
instead of
whatever the
regular-
opposite of
Yeah.
a greeter is, that's what Mike's
Yeah.
going to do at the door.
And that's what I was thinking, like the Walmart employee.
Yeah.
I love that. For Horsemen, tomorrow is the last day to order if you're interested in getting the best prices on their action figures. Tomorrow's the last day to
Thanks for reminding me.
pre-order.
I'll order them right now.
I was going to say, you had mentioned that you wanted to jump in on that. I think the only one I'm actually in for pre-ordering is the Buzz Off here.
You mean Anthopheles?
Anthopheles. Yes,
That's
Buzz
wild.
on, as I'm calling
Those
him.
wings are so cool, though.
So cool, and just so cool that it's based on a custom by David Williams, who as soon as he posted that thing, everybody was like, I want to buy it. And then I think it was actually, I'm wearing Dork Lair's shirt right now. I think he bought it. I think Bill got it from him.
How is that only $37?
That's the thing.
I am confused by the quality of that versus, like, I'm looking at you, NECA. You do some great stuff, but come on, $37 for that.
Yes. It's
Wow.
the best price you're going to see is when you can buy it from them directly in the pre-order. And then if you can buy it from them directly at their shows or anything like that, secondary prices do go up a little bit. But tomorrow's last day, so get in on that. I think it ends at midnight.
I just did right now.
Perfect.
No joke. No cap.
I
That
didn't
was what I was
place
gonna
my
say.
order yet.
For
Is that what the
real.
kids say?
Oh, that's right. Bill got it, but has now sent it back since this was announced. That's right. I think the whole idea was he wanted Dave to have it back.
Let me get my credit card out.
Very nice. What else we got here for some announcements? You probably saw this one out there.
The Grim Reaper one is not out yet. Thousand Wolves. That's hopefully
Correct.
sometime soon in the next.
Correct.
couple months.
Necronominus will be out.
Yeah.
Should be. Hey, I'm hoping should be out around the time of Secret Galaxy Expo. We'll see.
Gonna have to make room in my suitcase if that's
That's right.
true.
For
We
like
can
10
ship stuff
skeletons.
back for you, Mike. We got
Okay.
we got a ways to do it.
Yeah, we'll ship it. Also coming up in 2 weeks, actually just less than 2 weeks, September 30th, Friday, September 30th is Hasbro Pulse Con.
13th.
What did I say?
You said 30th.
30th. It's the 13th. With special guest host Jordan Hembrough. Jordan Hembrough.
Jordan Hembrough. From the toy show from 15 years ago?
2012, not that long ago. Is that
10 years ago? 12 years ago? I wasn't that
Unfortunately-
far off.
Unfortunately, that's a while ago.
That was 12 years ago. I wasn't that far off.
Oops.
Here's the thing. Super nice guy. I've met him. I met him a couple times at Toy Fair and other New York Comic Con and some of those other events. Nice guy. I'm looking forward to hanging out with him. I'm not a host this year, but I will be involved. I will be on site during the taping, doing some stuff. So we'll. I don't know if Hasbro's going to announce anything about me being there. We'll see. But I am definitely going to be on the broadcast. So please watch. Check it out.
Saw
I will
a
now.
lack of Ghostbusters logo paraphernalia in that.
Oh, you know who's upset? The Power Rangers fans.
Oh, there's no
Yeah.
Power Ranger stuff either.
No, they officially
And-
kicked the license out to Playmates.
Yep.
Oh, well, see,
So-
as someone who's not in the nitty gritty of the toy world, I didn't know about that. That's pretty wild. I feel like they've had
Yeah,
it
we'll see.
a long time.
We'll see. I mean, they have it. The Hasbro still owns it, but they licensed it. They let Playmates license it out, just like you know how like 10 million different companies are all making Ninja Turtles right now.
Yeah.
Hasbro's getting looser with like Transformers and GI Joe. There's more companies doing that stuff, and feels like maybe that's where they're going with Power Rangers too.
I think they're supposed to. I mean, they've been teasing the next Ghostbusters Hasbro Kickstarter, so hopefully we'll have some more info on that. They've clearly leaned towards. Some people are thinking it's something Ghostbusters 2. Some people are thinking it's something vehicle related.
Well, so that's interesting because you're coming from the perspective of the Ghostbusters sort of community on that end, as opposed to specifically on the toy end.
Yes, I've backed both.
It's going to be a 1/12 scale Statue of Liberty.
There was, I mean, they did reference the Statue. I mean, I would get a Statue of Liberty to put figures in, but that seems insane.
It's the Ghostbusters equivalent of Galactus, right? I've always said
True.
the best Galactus toy would be just get a costume and you get to be Galactus.
That's right. You
So
get to be in your collection.
Just buy a Statue of Liberty costume. You're good to go. That fits with their other campaigns. The HasLabs have all been role play, right?
Yeah, it's got to be something replica. Some people like Slime Blower would be insane, but there's just the size. I feel like is not possible for a Slime Blower.
Interesting. I was confident it was going to be a vehicle, but I don't know how the O-ring figures have been received. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, that vehicle is out that fits the O-ring figures.
Yes.
So
And as I understand it, was that a re-release? I don't know.
Yes, it was a re-release that fit those O-ring figures of the 84 styling versus the Afterlife styling that they originally had it. I think it was Target exclusive, and then they did the paint details that match the 84 style, and it has the little gurney comes out, and the O-ring figures packs will fit on it. But if they did an upscaled one, it would have to be Plasma Series style size. But they stopped the Plasma Series, so it's like kind of.
I was going to say, as a fan, so you have the Plasma Series figures.
Yes.
So as a fan, if you didn't have them, would you feel like that was a gut punch? Like here's a new 1/12 scale Ecto 1, but we're not re-releasing the figures.
Yes, but I feel like people that would back that would have already picked up I mean, you can still get them on the. They never got super expensive. There's only one that's like hard to get, which was the site exclusive Lewis Tully pack. I think terrible
with
something.
It was like Tully's Terrible Night or something.
Yes,
like that.
yeah, it was. They really messed up the naming on some of those plasma. I mean, like the family that
busts together.
Family that busts together. That Lewis Tully one, that is the only one I did not secure because I was not aware of the site exclusive aspect of it. Because I was Ghostbusters fandom, not a Hasbro guy.
Yeah.
But with the new thing, I feel like it's got to go prop because we've had the pack, we've had the 2 in the box, which we're still waiting on, which is the trap and the PKE. So I feel like the next one has to be some sort of prop thing, or maybe it'll be a combo of a prop and a more toy-esque thing. I don't know.
Yeah, like D-Part says here, T's had the wheel and fin. It's definitely a 1/12 Ecto 1.
Didn't it also have a key? Like, didn't it have a?
I don't even remember.
I thought it had a key on a keychain.
Ghostbusters is like my bottom fandom that I don't really care.
Well, I know, but
me.
We watched because it was that fun. Like quiz show with those toy anxiety folks. So we watched that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. They did. That wasn't with Jordan Hembrow. He was doing the Hasbro SDCC coverage, but that was that was the 2 people from the Ghostbusters team talking to the toy anxiety folks. And they had that whole trivia thing where they teased, they had a bunch of sort of clues as to what the HasLab might be. I'm guessing it's going to be officially announced on Pulse Con. That's just my guess. I don't know anything officially.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be happy with an Ecto of that size because if you want one that size, you're really paying for those high end, like what is the Eagle Moss collectors one or the Fan Home or whatever it's called now because it got bought out where you get a piece of the metal Ecto every month and you put it together slowly over 2 years or whatever. Or you get like, I don't know if it was was it a Hot Toys release or something else that I'm thinking of? Not Hot Toys, but there was a pretty large size Ecto that they did that was
isn't it weird? Isn't it weird they didn't have the logo? If they're gonna announce it at PulseCon, like wouldn't they have the logo on the thing?
That's what I thought because when I did see that PulseCon announcement for the 5 years, I was looking at the logos like, oh, there's definitely gonna be a no ghost. Oh no,
yeah, looks like Blitz.
No, now there's gonna be ghosts. If there's no no ghost logo, that means ghosts are welcome by default.
Looks like it was Blitzway that did the previous one.
Blitzway, that's because they did a set of figures that fit in it as well, and I was like, this is out of my price range
because it was 1/6 scale, Hot Toys scale, right? 12 inch,
big.
You gonna get those Mondo 1/12 scale ones?
I was really excited when I saw those, the real Ghostbusters ones, and then I was like, oh, I've never bought any of their stuff, and I saw the price.
Drop $800 for the all four.
I mean, I could get the I could get the Hot Toys Beetlejuice for less than that figure, and I feel like
two Hot Toys Beetlejuices.
two Hot Toys Beetlejuices.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to see them do that. I didn't pre-order that either, though. But the only Hot Toys I have are the one from the lovely and beautiful and sexy Greg, and that he sent me.
It's Batman. Yeah, okay.
Batman.
Okay, I was like, there's a hot toy of Greg. Wow.
Yes, the hot. No, I'm saying Greg, Hot Greg.
It's custom. Yeah.
Hot Greg gave you a toy,
and then that's why I didn't do the next movie. And but then also I did pick up the Doc Brown from Back to the Future 1, and also the Old West Doc, because I just think that's such a cool.
You got to, yeah.
With the giant. Also, Back to the Future store was having some insane sale, and it applied to them. I don't know if it was a mistake, but I was like, these are down to almost $100. Okay,
that's like half price.
Yes, something happened.
So, Dave, I know you have the McFarlane '89 Batmobile, right?
I do. It's actually right here.
So, if this HasLab campaign is a comparably sized Ecto-1, are you in for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll back whatever it is, probably.
Just because it's Ghostbusters?
Yeah. And it's just a unique thing that is not going to be attainable easily or financially feasibly. I mean, I got 2 of the packs when the original one happened, so one to open and one to hold on to for future use. And then same with the 2 in the box, because that was just really well priced for a trap and a PKE. And I have the Maddie one from way back. I did not get the Maddie trap from long ago, and that thing is, I mean, that goes for $500 on its own if it's like new.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course. And I don't know if I assume you would have as well, Dan. Speaking of that 89 McFarlane, did you also get the CAG set?
I passed.
I got the CAG set.
And you know what broke it for me was, first of all, I didn't need it to be that accurate. I like it. It's cool. It lives at the studio. I don't even think it's on a shelf where you can see it in the background.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. You're like, it's going to be great to put in the background.
And it is technically in the background. You just can't see it. Plus, it's on a shelf that's not lit or anything. So it's like a black car in a black, completely lightless shelf. So you wouldn't see it. It'd just be a whole shadow. But the whole canopy shape thing, I never even noticed. It never bothered me. Like if I was going to be
large.
Yeah, if I was going to be picky about that, I'm like, well, you're supposed to be able to fit 2 people in it, so I'm not going to buy this stupid car anyway. You know, like I couldn't nitpick that. The thing was just too cool. And so the gas cap things, I never noticed. The guns, I would never display it with the guns out. So it's like, all right, well, I'm only buying the canopy and the gas caps. And how much is that? How much was it? $30?
20. I think it was 20.
Okay, yeah. So it was like $20. I'm like, all right, well, the car was 60 or 70 or whatever it was.
And still easy to purchase now, I think.
Yeah. So, well, and did you get the first version or the second version?
I have both. I have the Flash version.
Yes.
And then the one that came with Keaton.
Did you get 2 CAG sets?
Of course, I had to get that glossy and that matte, baby.
Of course. The thing that killed it for me was the shipping cost. I was like, all right, fine. I'll do the $20, get the canopy and the whatever. But then it was like $15 to ship it. And I was like, no way.
Expensive. And mine got lost in the Chinese waters. So I had to email them, and they were like, "Oh yeah, yours." They didn't like reach out to me. I reached out to them, and they're like, "Oh, it looks like one of yours. Yours is one of the ones that was lost at sea." I was like, "Okay." So they
find it on the beach, and
here's a dive suit.
Yeah.
Here's a dive suit and coordinates.
Yeah, so I just very recently got it. But yeah, there's the CAG.
Robert Sterling, thank you very much for hanging out. Thank you very much for watching the channel all these years. I appreciate it.
There it is.
Yeah, it looks cool, but I never would have noticed the difference. And even when it was pointed out, I'm like, it doesn't matter to me. I can't tell.
The real issue now, if you have the Flash glossy version, you absolutely should get this, because they really botched the canopy, because not only is the shape wrong, but the color is wrong. It doesn't match. It's like
that would have bugged the shit out of me.
Yes, because I think they just painted right on the plastic, and they didn't put some sort of like base and it's so obvious that it's just painted and like they just ripped off the. It looks really bad. So you have to, I feel like, get it for the other. Now
Classic.
I feel like we do a side by side now.
Yeah.
Classic McFarlane, am I right?
Hey, got it. Hang on, I probably got a sound effect for that somewhere here.
All right, so here it is. It's just that easy. I just knew we were going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So let's see. How can we scratch this up the best?
So for those that don't know, the CAG set stands for Canopy and Guns. I wasn't
Canopy, ass, and guns.
And it also comes with the gas caps. Canopy. It should be CAGG. Canopy and Guns and gas caps. It's from Ramen Toys, third party, not related to McFarlane, who basically took it on their own initiative to fix the 89 McFarlane Batmobile.
Yeah.
And so the canopy, you actually have to disassemble the whole car.
Yeah, which I've not done.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a project.
Yeah,
Then it turns your $70 car into a $100 car.
A little more involved.
And then the gas caps, you have a little piece of double-sided adhesive, and you have to make sure you perfectly stick them in exactly the right place at exactly the right angle, because it's not like there's a marking or anything on the car for where the gas caps go.
Right. Yeah,
and
you're
then
kind of eyeing it.
And then the guns just fit on over the shape of the currently hidden guns.
That's true.
They just sort of snap on. Yeah.
There.
So which one is that's the flash one, right? Or no, that's the
matte.
one.
That's the matte one. The flash one I didn't open because I didn't want to see my disappointment because I pre-ordered it. I was not aware of that issue. And there's the guns. We'll just block my face.
Yeah. So they look cool, but there's, like I said, there's no way I would ever display it with the guns out. So that's
guns out.
Yeah,
The fact that it just clips on top though without adhesive is kind of.
It is very cool. It is very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they release the, matching scale Axis chemicals, then you'll need to get the guns. Shoot down the little opening.
Did you get the Batwing?
The Batwing.
McFarlane had a McFarlane website exclusive.
The Flash Batwing.
It is the Flash Batwing. Yes.
Yeah, I did get that. I also got that.
It's like $300 or something.
So I only get things like that if I can find some ridiculous discount situation, and they were doing some weird bundles at the time, and I'd never ordered from McFarlane at the time. I think this is what made me aware of the McFarlane stuff. Because I was like, oh, an 89, huh? And then it's like, oh, he has, because it was on Amazon originally, the pre-order for the Keaton one. But when I was aware of that and I went to the store and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then something happened where it was really hard to get the Keaton Flash Batman figure in that line. That was the one that you could not find anywhere. And I didn't have it. And they knew that, I think. So they had a listing that was the movie bundle. So you had to get everything, Supergirl, Batman, all the Flash variant figure releases. So it was their way of kind of cleaning house of the ones that were on sale everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they included the Flash Batmobile and Batwing, and it was heavily discounted. So it still worked out to be way under retail. And then since I'd never used it, I got some whatever coupon code. So it was like 20% off, and it worked on that. Normally those don't work on sale things. Yeah. So I was like, I can justify this. I can justify that. But the Spin Master Batwing I just got in the mail the other day. That's pretty nifty because that's
how many Batwings do you need? I'm just curious. This is for science. Like,
well, it's next to the Lego Batwing. Which
what's the maximum amount of Batwings?
Have you seen the Spin Master? It's pretty good. The Spin Master
I'm just curious.
Pretty good.
I just want to address this comment from Shadow815X real quick. Speaking of McFarlane, I wish they did more Lost figures. Funny you should mention that. Jay and I on Toy Geeks, the podcast, we're actually going to be talking about, we're going to do a whole episode. I think we might be doing 2 episodes about Lost coming up on its anniversary, Lost and the McFarlane Lost figures. So definitely check that out. Interesting. Toy Geeks podcast.
I have the Lost Dharma van.
I don't know what that is.
I've never seen. It's the blue like Volkswagen van that I guess they drive. I've never seen it.
The Lost Mobile.
The Lost Mobile. Well, I got it because they're never going to release an official Libyan terrorist van.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And they used
good
that's what
call.
they used for that, and they released a pretty, I think it's 1/24th scale. So I got it for that reason.
Is it the right color?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because I know, speaking of ramen toys, their bread van or whatever they're calling it now, it's like the A-Team van,
Yeah,
but it's coming in a
they
variety. It's the Punisher van.
Yeah.
It's the A-Team van. It's coming in a variety of
Oh
different
yeah,
colors and
I did
styles,
see that because I do follow their
Yeah.
page just because I was like, hey, where's that CAG at? Where that
Yeah.
CAG at?
Yeah. Some
Yeah. So I have a couple Batwings.
black heading in
Hold on.
Mike's direction here.
Hold on. First of all, the Batwing is not a troop builder. Okay, the Batwing.
Not
one
for
has a-
most people.
The Batwing had a nice death in the first movie.
It did.
It was, now I feel like I got to go get that. I should have known. What is this? Toy related stream?
Yeah, it was Game Dave show and tell.
Yeah, who knew this game guy would have plenty of toy talk for you, but about very specific fandoms.
Just
about
exactly. Yeah.
3 or 4 fandoms. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I do also appreciate that that drink is terrible, and yet
And you keep drinking it.
I feel like I can't not finish it, right?
keep on keeping on.
I've paid for this
Big
awful
fan.
drink.
Big fan.
My son was like, I want to try that. I was like, it will ruin soda for him, so maybe I should.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
All soda tastes like this. This is what all soda tastes like.
Yep, this is it.
It's like back in the day when they would make their kids smoke like a pack of cigarettes to make them not want to smoke anymore.
Back in the day,
Back in
yesterday,
the day, it was a day.
I was always afraid of. I never tried a cigarette or anything. I was
Same.
too scared. So straight edge. Davies and drinks. Oh yeah, only on stream do I do bad things to my body. Oh Lord.
Before we go too much further, and I'm talking as if I want to get this stuff out of the way before we get into tonight's subject. I don't have a subject for tonight, so this is all tonight is going to be anyway. So
Dave's 3 things he likes.
I hope you have more toys to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to say congratulations real quick to everybody over at Brutal Realm for their Kickstarter that ended this week. Goal was 140K. They ended up at 387K. That is really, really fantastic.
I feel like that jumped up fast. I think the last time we were looking at it, it was
for 2
not
reasons.
close. Yeah,
Those
go ahead.
2
What?
reasons are both called Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, there you go.
I think one of the 2 reasons is that once they started unlocking stuff, there's just other cool stuff that people wanted to get unlocked.
Yes, and that's the sort of sweet spot you want to get with any campaign, is when you start getting those things that you didn't know were going to be available in view.
Yeah.
Now it's like everybody just wants to keep adding. And if you want to play the game of Kickstarters or any of the crowdfunding things, just contribute for everything right from the beginning. Like if the stretch goals are X number of figures, just put all that in the beginning. If everybody just puts it in at the beginning, you unlock it all immediately. But everybody wants to wait till the last second. So anyway, this Kickstarter technically has ended, but as you can see, this note up here, project successfully ended on August 30th, but you can still late pledge for available rewards. I don't know how that works. I've never seen that on a campaign before, but I guess this button is still live. You can still back the project for those folks that are interested. This is, we talked about it on our last 2 live streams. And D-Part, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. This is basically big muscly dudes, and actually at the very end, and that's part of what drove the boost at the end, was I guess technically because I backed the campaign, unlocked the muscly gal as well. Wow, there's a lot of pictures on here. She is down at, there's a little owl guy in here if you want to get a little
I like that you refer to her as a
cute.
gal. She is Athena,
Yeah, she's a god gal.
She's a swell gal.
There she is.
There you go.
Swole gal.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's just Wonder Woman.
no, it's Athena.
Sure.
Yeah, you've got Athena and this guy who is not related to any characters that you might have heard of previously.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
I understand what
and
we're.
That's
got,
Athena from the NES game, right? Or Famicom game.
Exactly. You've also got the blank female bodies. You've got Lion Lord. Wink.
Lion guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting sword.
So that's still available if you want to go check it out. Congratulations to everybody on that. Dave Vonner and James Harkness and Jason Soul. They said it on the live stream. I can't remember if it was Soul or Soul, but everybody who worked on that, fantastic job. Looking forward to getting those figures in hand. That'll be cool. Mike, did you back that one? I can't remember.
No, I didn't. I have enough thick boys on my shelves. I just don't have room.
Don't clip that one.
I'm glad everybody was considerate and quiet while he set himself up for that. I appreciate it.
Everybody's like, wait, here it comes.
Last Kickstarter thing I wanted to talk about here was Dave Igo has his he is, if you're familiar with Tweeterhead, does everybody know Tweeterhead? They do like busts and statues and all kinds of stuff. He's I believe he either owns or is one of the owners or whatever over at Tweeterhead, but he also is a designer and artist and stuff. So this is his Kickstarter that's going to be starting on September 10th. Monstores. I mean, you can see what it is. They're kind of a 80s, 90s homage, turtley, kind of Cowboys and Moo Mesa-y, Street Sharky kind of thing. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it says right here, Beastly Buff Brawler Bros, 5.5-inch action figures with interchangeable parts. And as I understand it, there's lots of other characters that could be unlocked. So definitely head on over there and click the notify me on launch. We'll be having Dave, a different Dave. I mean, we could start a trend and just all of our guests could be named Dave. That's a possibility. Yeah. This would be a good place. This would be a good place to start that, actually. Dave, we'll have Dave Igo on probably in a couple of weeks here. If he's watching, he probably doesn't know that yet because I still haven't replied to his email. So, but surprise! I hope you can make it. And then that's it. Oh, there's one more. Let's hit one more crowdfund while we're here and talking about it. I am interested to see this at Pulse Con in a couple of weeks. We got the GI Joe classified Rattler HasLab, which has 9 days to go. I thought it was still going to be going for Pulse Con. I guess not. Maybe they'll be ending this and starting the Ghostbusters one. Does that sound right?
Probably give it a little buffer window.
That tracks. Because they usually end in December, so they would start.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that they're not overlapping this time.
Yeah, what were they overlapping with last time? What was that?
2021. It was the Rancor, it was the Sky Striker, and it was the Ghostbuster Proton Pack.
There was a lot going on. Skeletron was going on at the same time.
Oh, and that too. Yeah.
And it hit all.
And it was like November.
Yeah, right. It was like right before the holiday season or right at it. So this is 2 out of the 3 tiers are unlocked. They just backers just unlocked the Cobra Rattler Gunner figure. This is everything's gonna unlock on this. It's at 15,242 right now, which is more than it was at when I messaged you earlier today, Mike.
Yeah, this is gonna fund no problem. Easily.
Oh, sorry, Kate. I clicked on that one at the same time you did. Deposit to reserve Mike for a live stream.
I like that I have a fee now.
Right. You can put a price on Mike.
You do have to also fill out the form to reserve Mike, though. It's 2 forms of valid ID.
If nothing else, I'm hoping they have the actual model of this thing at PulseCon so I can look at it in person myself in a couple weeks. Check that out. So I think that's all I had for stuff that I wanted to specifically talk about. We talked about things that Dave had in his toy collection. Mike, did you add anything to your collection this week? These last 2 weeks?
I honestly didn't.
Oh dang! I was hoping you did.
I'm sorry.
I did pick up Tatsu from
this guy coming into our show, having all the pickups.
Well, it's been hard. Of course, it's NECA putting things exclusive to Walmart in store, and you can't get them. But yeah, Tatsu was at the guy from the first movie, as he's known for his tough script for him. There was all those. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like NECA was saying that they were never going to do it because they couldn't get in contact with the guy.
That was my
likeness, and they didn't speak English. And there was like confusion. Then suddenly it was like, oh hey, this is coming out, and it wasn't anywhere. And I don't like to pay more than retail for any of those figures. I have followed that line because I think I love the movie the movie line figures. I think they look awesome. And the local toy store here, mostly vintage stuff. He had one. I follow his Instagram, and whenever he posts, I always look in the background to see like what's in the NECA section. And I saw that red box. And I was like, oh, and he always prices very reasonably. Like if he gets it, he probably goes to the Walmart and screws me over.
Yeah.
But he'll like $5 above retail. I'm like, I will gladly pay your $5 finder's fee. That's more than fair. So I picked that up. And then he gave me a discount because I paid cash. So I was like, did you make money on this? Did you get this from Walmart? Did you steal this from Walmart? But it was cool to have.
Yeah, I think wasn't that showing up in stores before they even announced it, like officially?
Yeah, it was really. I didn't know about it, and I was like, "What? I didn't even know this was a thing." And I saw it sold out everywhere. Cool. So yeah, much like the Plasma series line, where I'm missing one figure. The only thing I don't have from the NECA Turtles movie line is the Spirit of Splinter, which is not going to happen.
That was in a.
Will send you mine.
I will send you my heart and some money.
We'll get together. I'm seriously, mine's in a bin.
Oh well, I will unbin that bad boy. Put on my hot rack.
Yeah, for sure.
I do have a specific rack for all those figures, by the way.
Yeah,
it will be. And I'll just have you sign the foot.
Yeah.
It'll show up through the translucent.
Don't
is that
ruin
about
your
it?
toy.
Max says the only one missing now is April's boss. Is there any other? I mean,
I would say Stern, the police chief. You got to have him.
Oh my god!
You got to have that. Don't tell me how to do my job. Kind of thing.
Yes, that is, man. There's movies that have that one guy that delivers that one perfect line or gal, and that is one.
Yeah.
Another one is Mrs. Doubtfire. Can you figure out what quote I'm thinking of that is a delivered perfect yell in Mrs. Doubtfire? I'll give you a second. It's a female performance.
It's been too long since I've seen it.
When she's like, hello.
Oh, that is a good one too.
It's so good.
So I'm thinking of
I'm
trying to rack my brain.
Exactly.
the reveal. It's the reveal that he's been Mrs. Doubtfire the whole time. And she's like, the whole time. Yeah. I say it's my wife all the time. She loves it. See if she texts me if she's watching. She'll let me know.
Yeah, this one is good too.
Classic Sally Field scream.
That movie is just so good.
Remember quotable movies? Remember when movies were quotable?
Oh, so good.
Can we quote any current movies, like with good quotes?
Sure. Here's a good one. Well, that happened.
Right? Ouch.
Is that a reference to an actual movie that I haven't seen yet?
Yeah, I don't even know.
I just feel like that's the general vibe of most movies now.
Okay. I assumed it was probably a Deadpool Wolverine thing because it sounded like a
absolutely
thing that
not.
Deadpool
Oh,
Wolverine.
no.
I think the best quote from that was the F word. I think was the quote.
Yeah. I think it's from a character. I don't know if you guys know is in the movie, but it's everywhere. So it's really, I don't know how you would get this far without knowing that he's in the movie. But I don't even know if I can quote it now. It's a weird spoiler, but
I would err on the side of not.
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that spoils it a month after it came out.
Yeah, the quote's like,
for the person who hasn't seen it yet. Yeah.
Me, I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen it twice.
50% of the people on this live stream right now have not seen it yet. I'm assuming Dave has seen it.
What are we talking about?
Deadpool Wolverine.
Yes, we saw it.
Okay.
It was fine. It was entertaining.
It's fine.
And I feel like I would never need to see it again. Much like other Deadpool movies.
I only saw it again because my wife wanted to go see it. So I went to go see it with her.
Oh, it was a grand time.
Like a date.
It's a grand time.
You do that?
This one was, I will say, this one was signisignificantly less sexual. The previous ones were way more like.
Oh, see, that's very disappointing because I mean, come on. I've seen the press that they've been doing, and I'm here for some.
I think the second, which one was the most? I guess the first one was probably the most overtly sexual of the three. Yeah, I don't know. It was good, but I'm probably not going to watch it again. It really made me
Yeah.
enjoy Hugh Jackman again, though. He's just
I'll see it for sure. I've obviously seen just about all the spoilers. You know,
can't.
you
They've
can avoid.
officially posted all of them.
Yeah, you can avoid most of it for as much as you want, but yeah, they've also posted. Marvel has posted some of them themselves, so
It's almost like Beetlejuice is following a similar trend because like the Deadpool and Wolverine press tour was like everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and now I feel like Beetlejuice is doing the same thing to a point where it's almost cringy.
So that whole not hot ones thing, I
haven't
to watch
seen it.
that.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't watch it. I was like, I might watch it
tried.
after I've seen the movie.
Yeah,
But I think they
tried
just
to
pulled
watch it.
Michael Keaton and they're like, let's just do a bunch of random stuff and push it out there because it worked for Deadpool.
Yeah, it's that on the heels of, because I've watched the show, the Hot Ones, it's funny, and you know, he's actually a very good interviewer and all that stuff. But I felt like the Donald Duck thing, that felt like a real shark jumping moment for me.
Oh yeah, that was I couldn't watch that.
That felt weird to me. And then the not hot ones, I was just like,
but that one was not endorsed by them.
No,
like, they just did that on their own,
right,
which is
right,
pretty wild that they would
So
even
what?
get Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton doesn't do press like that. So that's that makes me think that he believes in this movie to an embarrassing level that he would do that. He did another one where he was mimicking like a TikTok reactor as Beetlejuice. And I'm like, oh, this makes me mad because this is so dumb, but also gives me a lot of hope that I'm going to enjoy this movie because Michael Keaton he's not a celebrity in the traditional, like, he's not out there much. You don't really hear much about Michael Keaton. And he's doing all this press as Beetlejuice. It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah. It does make me wonder how much, you know, he has wanted to do something with the character, because you know, you read all the stories and it's like they had something ready to go. We were actually just talking about it on the Toy Geeks podcast because we did an episode talking about the toys specifically, and we did another episode, which I think that one came out this week or it's coming out next week. There's one episode where we talked about the movie, and then there's another episode where we talked about the toys. And we talked about, you know, what was it? Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian or whatever it is.
That was what they claimed the original was supposed to be.
And that there was a script for that, and that leaked out at some point. It's on the internet, you can read it. But that there were many attempts to try to get another Beetlejuice movie out there, and it just never happened. And so I'm curious, you know, the quotes I had seen from Keaton were like, oh, I'll do it. I'm not going to do it unless we get it right. And so, I can't help but wonder, does he believe that they got it right? Mm-hmm. Or did he just get to that point where he was like, you're going to pay me how much? Sure. Okay, whatever. I don't care what it's about at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Which is what they did with the Flash movie.
Basically.
And that one felt more like, oh, okay, I'll be Batman again, because he definitely, like, that was a big, I mean, sadly, that's what the only thing I was excited for with that movie. And his part was fine. But the build up to it, like the studio built it up a lot, but you didn't really see, maybe he did like a couple like late night appearances, but he wasn't like actively pushing the fact that he's back as Batman outside of like, oh yeah, it was cool to put the suit back on or whatever.
Right.
Whereas he's like all in. And my wife, because she's awesome, sent me a little clip, and I was talking with her and some other people about how the main characters of Beetlejuice are not Beetlejuice at all. He's barely in the movie. He's in the movie, what, 16 minutes?
Something like 16,
somewhere around
minutes,
15 minutes, yeah.
And in an interview, he's talked about, he's like, he should not be in the movie more than he was in the first one. And I'm like, that's crazy, because they're making you think he is in 90% of this movie.
For sure.
Yes.
And I'm betting that this is a big twist. And if you look at the poster, they're really pushing, Jenna Ortega's in this. But if you look at the cast list, it says with. And they only put with if you're like a highly noted celebrity that is making an appearance in the movie.
Yeah, like just a cameo almost. Yeah.
So I'm betting it's going to be she's there, she gets kidnapped or dies or something, and they have to go save her. And it's going to be sort of a buddy movie of Lydia and Beetlejuice when he does show up, almost harkening back to the cartoon.
The cartoon, yeah.
Interesting, because he's the bad guy. Like he's not the redeeming character. So how they mess with that will be interesting. I think it's going to be more of like Lydia and these other characters interacting, which may very well be fine. And Beetlejuice shows up and does whatever mayhem he needs to do. If anything, it will be a visually entertaining piece.
I
what
was
year
pleasantly
did the
surprised.
first-
Go ahead, Mike.
What year did the first movie come out?
88.
So-
89, 88 or 89. I'm not sure.
I'm
89
gonna
was
say,
Batman, so 80,
Oh yeah, that's right.
88 possibly.
Yeah.
as a roughly 6-year-old kid, I
Jay Reichert,
did
have a
not
good
see
night.
it.
Thank you.
Have
I
a good
didn't
night,
see
Jay
it.
Reichert.
But based on have a good night, Jay Reichert. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. But based on all of the like stuff, like all the commercials and whatnot, I would have assumed that he was in the movie a lot more.
Yeah.
As a kid,
Yes.
because that's like all I ever saw. It's like, oh, it's Beetlejuice. Oh, it's Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is so zany. Beetlejuice is so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and the black and white suit is like that's the
Yeah.
suit, but he wears the tour guide suit longer than he wears the black and white suit, which is kind of amusing too. And I was worried. I was like, man, is he just going to be in that suit the whole movie? Because that wouldn't make sense. But now we've seen in some of the trailers he's wearing like different outfits and stuff, which tracks. It'll be super fan servicey, but that's fine. I mean, I am here to be serviced, friends.
Hey, I was pleasantly
demand to be
surprised.
serviced.
I was pleasantly surprised by the trailers that made it look like there's some actual story and some stuff going on there, and that it wasn't just straight up fan service. You know?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's got a new character that's in there. They killed the dad, thankfully.
I'm gonna plug our Toy Geeks podcast again. What we talked about on there was how fan servicey is it? Because one of the things that bugs me about the fan serviciness of things is like Batman having to say, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." It's like,
Yeah,
did you have to say that? Like, come on. And so in the commercial, he's like, "The juice is loose," and it's like, wow.
Yeah, I can't believe they would put that.
Let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose.
Yeah, that would be silly.
So I gotta say, I know that there was some musical talk earlier also, but I agree. The Beetlejuice musical there's some really good music in that show.
Oh man, my wife and I finally got to see it. She got me tickets back for Christmas, and we went and saw it a month or two ago in Baltimore, the off-Broadway casting. And man, I feel like the off-Broadway cast was more impressive than, because I have the original Broadway cast recordings.
Yeah.
And I feel like this off-Broadway cast was like kind of had a better sound. Like they were bringing it, and it was so...
off Broadway, like traveling, the touring shows are usually just
I was blown. Yeah, it was so, I knew I didn't be entertained, but I was like, but I wanted to see it either way, and way way better than I thought it was going to be. It was so good. I knew it would be entertaining, but man, I was laughing. I was like, I'm actually laughing.
Yeah,
I am laughing.
I have not seen it live. Like I haven't seen the show, but the music is just great.
My wife, dead mom, has been stuck in her head since we since we saw it. But yeah, really good. And what they pulled off with the effects and stuff, and it just, man, they didn't pull any punches either. It's I heard the music, but the actual like dialogue aspects in between the songs is like, whew, all right. All right, this is no kids, please. Because I think the Back to the Future musical, it's like no kids under like 5 or something, but here was like no kids under I think it was like a PG-13 thing. It was very interesting.
What's in the musical that a 6-year-old can hear but not a 5-year-old?
It's a great question. It's a great question. But that's that. I would love to see the Back to the Future musical. That would be that. I really enjoy that music too.
So funny story about the Groundhog Day, the musical, that Dan doesn't even know. So the writer of that musical was just in town, like literally 3 days ago, doing his own tour. And he also is one of my favorite characters in another show. And I was so bummed out that I couldn't get tickets.
Wow.
And Dan didn't know that I was trying to get tickets. And heartbroken because he's not
Tim Minchin.
Yes, Tim Minchin. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And he's so funny.
What show is he in?
Jesus Christ Superstar. He's God, so good. And he's incredible. He's amazing.
I have to hear that musical every Christmas because for some reason that's a thing in my wife's family.
Funny.
Where for Christmas,
it's an Easter.
I know.
musical.
No, I know. Listen, I know. But for some reason, specifically while decorating the Christmas tree, they listen to the Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack. It's just a thing they do. I don't know, but it's normal for her. And it's wild.
Okay.
I don't know.
So good. I love that specific holiday, family holiday tradition. That's so great.
Well, they also usually, I don't know if they haven't done the last couple of years, but they only decorate the Christmas tree like on Christmas Eve. Like they don't buy a Christmas tree before Christmas Eve and they decorate it on Christmas Eve. And then they leave it up till March.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, did they then take it down the day after Christmas? Like, so they get their use out of it. That's good.
Yeah, well, they buy the cheapest one on the lot because it's like the
one
what
are you gonna get?
It's like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's. I imagine that's all that's left.
And then they sing about Jesus dying. Jesus Christ Christmas Star.
There you go.
There we go.
I did not have this on my agenda.
I know everything on your agenda. This is your own fault.
You know what? You know what's going to happen when the juice is loose. Yeah. So anyway, I'm cautiously optimistic, just like I have been for every way late sequel. But I mean, the effects, I mean, he said that they're doing it right. They're trying to do as much practical stuff as they can, which is obvious. And I think the modern audience might be confused by that. Be like, well, it looks so cheap. It's like, it's supposed to look like a B movie. That's the purpose of the sandworms being stop motion.
If anybody's going to do Jesus Christ Superstar action figures, it'll probably be D13 Toys. Chris Gorich.
For sure.
He already did his.
Yeah, he already kind of has.
He already kind of has. He's done the Jesus figures haven't been released yet. That is Gabriel, but not the actual Gabriel figure. So just the sort of Gabriel looking angel. He's done a couple of releases of that, and he's done some of his demons. But the actual Jesus figures haven't come out yet. His Kickstarter was I think last year for those. Yeah, I could see him, especially because a lot of them are based on art and different artistic interpretations of Jesus. I could see him rolling out a Jesus Christ Superstar for sure. Because I mean, he's usually costumed just like looking like Jesus anyway, right?
Sure.
As far as I know, for the show.
For the show,
yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Last good Tim Burton movie.
Beetlejuice, I guess, is the hope.
That's not out yet. Before that,
early previews.
Okay. We did talk about this too on Toy Geeks. Everybody just leave this and go listen to Toy Geeks.
I'll look up movies.
It's been a while because he had that run of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and
he just got all into the CG, so that might be an even better. Like he's going back to his roots, which.
Yeah, definitely some Mars Attacks is possible in there, but that was also a while ago.
Yeah, so if we're going backwards, we got Dumbo. It was 2019. I did not see that. Michael Keaton was in that though.
He was.
Yes, he was.
I did not see that. What is this? Miss Parrot. I don't. Home for Peculiar Children. Didn't see that.
Not a good movie. It was not a good movie.
Those books are so good too. It's
Big Eyes.
Movie wasn't. Oh, Big Fish. I did like Big Fish. I think
Big Fish is good.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like a Tim Burton movie.
No, it doesn't. No.
Dark Shadows.
Well, that was the conversation we were having was where does that drop off? Where do you suddenly find that the Tim Burton aesthetic drops off, and does it come back?
When he becomes a parody of himself, that's what I always felt. He became a parody of himself, and then the CG stuff took over.
Corpse Bride,
so good.
Yeah, I'm just like, I think that was the last.
The movie that made me really mad was the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie. I went to see that in theaters, and I was like, I'm done.
Planet of the Apes.
My boy Timmy.
I forget he did a Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, that was probably, they were all around the same time, right? So, yeah, basically 2000s. Once he hit the year 2000, it was Stinktown, USA. Right? Because 2001 was Planet of the Apes. So there you go. Sleepy Hollow was 99, and that
I love Sleepy Hollow.
That has some very redeeming
huge
quality.
Fan of Sleepy Hollow. I love.
When
that
was
movie.
Corpse Bride?
Corpse Bride was 05, right after Charles and the.
I think that was his last good movie.
Sweeney Todd was after that.
Oh, okay. I've never seen
full
Sweeney
CG,
Todd.
Alice in Wonderland and Dark Shadows and all that stuff. It's not a ton of movies. It's not like he's made a lot since then.
Where did this come from that Mars Attacks is a good movie? I remember growing up. Like I remember when Mars Attacks came out, and everyone's like, "This movie sucks. This is the worst. This is not a good movie."
I was
It had
definitely
terrible.
young. I was young for Mars Attacks, but I liked it, and then I also hated it because I was like, "You killed Michael J. Fox." It was entertaining in a weird way. I did revisit it. I don't know if Game Wife has seen it, but
I don't
Game
think I've
Wife
seen the
actually
entire
seen
thing. I'm
Mars-
pretty sure I was working at the movie theater at the time when that came out, and just it didn't appeal to me at all. Wasn't interested.
I remember just all the negativity around it, and then now it's like everyone's like, "Oh, Mars Attacks is great. Mars Attacks is the." I'm like, since when? Since
It's one of those like cult, like it's people like to do that with movies, and give it that. Oh no, you didn't get it. You didn't get what it was doing. But it's entertaining, as goofy as it may be. It's B movie. It's absolutely.
Wait. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. This right here.
No, I clicked on the other one.
Oh, did you? It's the Phantom Menace of Tim Burton movies, and that is exactly how it feels. Where suddenly everyone's pretending that Phantom Menace is a good movie.
I wouldn't say I think Mars Attacks is a good movie, but it is an entertaining movie. There's a lot of things in that movie that make me uncomfortable, and I think that's just because I saw it too young.
Yeah.
I mean, let's think 90. Well, I guess I wasn't
96.
96.
So I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah, so I was not in high school. I am 37 currently, so that I was a little young for that movie.
You bunch of babies.
I mean, I saw Beetlejuice when I was 4, so that's probably not good.
I was in college when that movie came out. I was definitely
I'm
working
trying
at the
to
movie
meet
theater.
So young.
Well, I think that's about all I've got on my agenda here. Is there anything else anybody wants to bring up other than other Tim Burton movies?
so much to talk about. It's so much easier when you don't have games to play while you're streaming.
Yeah, right.
And did you get any pickups this week?
Me?
Yeah, you asked everybody else.
No, did I skip myself?
You found a figure you thought you lost.
I found, and you know what's funny is I lost it again. I don't know where it is. I was going to grab it. I was looking for it at the beginning of the show.
Funny.
Look, Charon just doesn't want to be found. That's the problem, and I gotta just let him go. I gotta let him be.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah, he'll come back when it's time. When it's time for me to actually do something with it. I'll magically find that figure again. I did cancel some orders this week. I definitely canceled my Robot Spirits Buster Gundam. This guy. This is not the Robot Spirits version. This is just a little high grade HG. You think? I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember the sizes to scales.
That's right. I don't know.
I think this is high grade. I can't remember. And this is basically exactly what the Robot Spirits figure would be, except this cost like $20
instead of $120 or whatever.
Yeah, wasn't that much. But I love Buster Gundam. I really did want that Robot Spirits figure, but I had to cancel it just because it was just too much. I can't. It's $100 for one figure that I know is going to get marked down. I know I'm going to be able to grab that thing on sale later on. So had to cancel it, but that's it. Rod,
is that the Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings cartoon? Bakshi, whatever.
I would assume that's the case. Yes, I would assume.
I rented that from the library. That's when I first saw that on tape.
Nice.
I got that on DVD for Christmas, and it broke our DVD player. We had to get a new one.
I'm guessing that was not related to the film.
Felt like it. It's so bad. I'm pretty sure my DVD player was like, I can't do this anymore.
It's unique.
It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie.
It's not a good movie. It's not good.
Oh, it's fine.
I would say the Phantom Menace.
If you like Lord of the Rings and you don't have
I would say, especially if you do like Lord of the Rings, it's not good.
Yeah,
it's not indicative of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I almost won a Target exclusive Marvel Legends Warbird on Dave Wheeler's fundraiser live stream last night, but I lost.
I did find the NECA Beetlejuice re-release that was from forever ago that they put out.
Nice.
It does look like they modified it slightly, but it's absolutely still a re-release.
Yeah. It's not as articulated, is it, right?
Yeah, it's got that weird like.
Yeah, it's bad. So yeah, it goes back far enough into NECA's history that it's more of a
It's like a statue,
kind of thing.
basically.
But the face looks better. I feel like the original, his eyes were almost like white. Like,
Oh, I wonder if they like applied newer painting
yeah,
technologies.
the paint app looks better. I don't have the originals, but the paint app looks better. So I did snag that. I was like, not a lot of Beetlejuice figures unless you're going back to Kenner level, which I do have those.
Yeah, and so it sounds like our episode of Toy Geeks is out next week. So it's on Tuesday. We'll be talking to Craig Goldberg from Toy Anxiety. I'm like, what's the name of the show? So cool. Well, I think that's it for tonight. We'll probably be, I don't know when we're gonna be back, probably next week. I think we're gonna do next week again. Usually I'm going every other week.
Next week, because the following week you'll be all Pulse Con out.
But I may want to talk about Pulse Con.
Oh, true. That's
the week
true.
after that.
I guess that's true.
It might be all amped up on how
so excited.
Mr. Ryan Clark's trying to amp me up. What Dante's Inferno set? I don't know if that's a comedy or a truth, but I absolutely would. I do have a Dante's Inferno I got the Funko Dante's Inferno set because that was kind of a unique thing to have.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. That seems like a weird, regardless of which Dante's Inferno that is, that seems like a weird choice. But
yeah, the topless girl place Beetlejuice goes into. Yeah, that'd be very interesting to have.
I gotcha.
I was
totally lost. Totally lost.
Understandable.
I was going classic literature in my head. I'm like,
I know. I was like, is it like a 9-piece set? Like,
Yeah.
what is this? I'm confused.
They showed it at what? Hold on now. Let's go another 10 minutes here. I know that they're doing like the much like the Ghostbusters ones, the Christmas Village releases. They're doing a set of Beetlejuice
I love those village.
Man, they're so cool and insanely priced. But they're doing the house. They're doing Adam and Barbara Maitland. Beetlejuice, like they're doing a set of them, and I know Dante's Inferno is one of those, but I didn't know NECA was doing. Or do you actually mean the game Dante's Inferno, NECA? Like it might have just been that.
Oh, yeah, I did see this.
If they're actually releasing that would be crazy. Or is that just something they made for their display?
It says right on that tag there, Inferno Room Diorama.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'll get that because when are you going to get any Beetlejuice figure related things? I want that spiky Beetlejuice. Dang it. That's not out yet.
Are those 6-inch or are those 3 3/4?
They're probably 7. They're probably NECA's sort of standard 7-inch figure.
Yeah, I have that Beetlejuice, the striped suit one. The wedding one is out. I think it might be Target exclusive or online retailers. And then I haven't seen the spiky one yet.
Interesting.
But yeah, well, I'm gonna have to get that. Absolutely. Maybe that'll be one of their store exclusive, like Shredder's throne that wasn't in the movie. That was a fun last chance, everybody. It's only gonna be 1,000, and they never sold out. They did not sell out.
Mr. Ryan Clark says Spiky Beetlejuice comes with it. He believes. Don't quote him.
Man,
on that.
Mr. Ryan Clark, you have just
He's on it. He's on it.
You
sounds like you guys are both in the you guys are both in the Beetlejuice fan club. It sounds like.
May Jesus Christ Superstar bless you, Mr. Ryan Clark. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, I think that actually is it for tonight. Thank you very much to everybody for hanging out and chat and listening to us talk about just whatever came up on this particular evening. Thank you to Gamer David for joining us.
Anytime, it was fun.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we can have you back at some point.
I thought you were going to say, I think. No, we've had enough.
I prefer it if
anytime. No, we're good.
I prefer it if we didn't. Yeah.
It's okay. Who knows?
Kate, thank you for hanging out. Obviously.
Thanks, everyone, and Ken Plume, if you're still here, I just queued up all of those chats that you had with Tim Minchin, so that'll be my next listen.
Check the runtimes on those. I know Ken likes to go long on his.
I'm fine with it. That guy, I will take 4 hours worth of an English speaking smart musician guy anytime. So
He just released a show with Trace from the MST3K. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'll learn it hopefully when I watch his interview with it.
All right, Mike, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you probably next week. I'll probably talk to you in like 10 minutes.
Probably.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Later.
Bye.